Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns' victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-10. As you can see, I'm very happy because we finally beat Pittsburgh. This game was so highs and lows. We were up 10 at halftime. Then we started to choke. Then it looked like we could win it in the end. Then it looked like, here we go, Pittsburgh's old-fashioned playbook. They're going to get the ball with like 5-6 minutes to go. They're going to go down, get the field goal. They're going to win it. Game over. But the Cleveland Browns said, not so fast, my friend. DTR said, fuck this shit. I'm going to lead us down the field. I'm going to win this game. I'm going to kind of go through, break down the game from first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, kind of give a breakdown of my emotions throughout the game. We're going to highlight a couple things. We're going to talk about DTR's performance, how he did. We're going to talk about the run game and how it seemed like it was very inconsistent. We're going to talk about the fact that Kevin Stefanski was risking it a couple times, and then the fact that in the third and fourth quarter, Kevin Stefanski, I feel like almost fucking lost us the game. And then lastly, we're going to talk about this defense. Because I'm going to be honest, without this defense, we 100% lost that game. But without further ado, as always, if you're going to enjoy today's video, make sure you do drop a like. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, as you can see, 10-13. This game was a very, 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 very gritty game, if you had to ask me. We knew coming into this game, it was going to be like a 10-13, 17-13, 16-13. It was going to be one of those old-fashioned, grimy, punch you in the face, back and forth, let's see who's tougher kind of games. And a reference I heard somebody say today, which I thought was kind of funny, they referenced the Pittsburgh Steelers as being like a Rocky Balboa of football. They're not very good. They're not a very good fighter, but what they can do is they can take the punches. They can just keep on working their way into the late rounds, and when they get to about 5-6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, that's where they just punch you, knock you down, and it's game over. And I'm gonna be honest, this game went that way until about 6 minutes to go. The Steelers had the ball and they were moving down the field, and the Browns stood up. Then the Browns got the ball back. Then the Browns offense did absolutely nothing. We gave the ball back to Pittsburgh, and I was thinking, here we go, Pittsburgh script. But the defense held strong. Let's kind of go through the quarters. Starting off quarter number one, DTR, I thought he played great. He played a great first quarter. We got the ball down the field. We were able to get that touchdown. It was awesome. The touchdown had to be reviewed because the way the angle looked, it looked like the ball kind of like got stopped short. But if you look at it in the review, the ball just barely touches the white line, and like he kind of falls down, then he gets pushed back. It counted as a touchdown. I was ecstatic. The second quarter, it wasn't anything crazy, but as you can see right there, 17 plays, 77 yards, and all we got was a field goal. The thing that sucked with that drive is we got down to about the 8-yard line with like 19 seconds to go, and we burned our last time out. In that moment, you would say, well, we could have tried to run the ball, spike the ball, but then you're already at 3rd and goal. With what we tried to do, it was a pass to Njoku, and it was like a back shoulder throw. Didn't get it. Everybody in the crowd wanted a pass interference call. I agree with no pass interference call because they were both kind of pushing. If Njoku had his hands down and he was running and the corner had his hands on him, that flag would have 100% been thrown. But the fact that they were both holding each other, no flag getting called. Second and goal, 3rd and goal, Amari Cooper just go balls, jump balls, fade balls, and nothing was working. Once again, Amari Cooper was grabbing the defensive back as well, so no flag's going to be called. In the third quarter, we had Jaylen Warren having that big fucking 74-yard run. That one just took the heart out of all of us. And that run kind of goes into what I'm going to go into later about this defense, is the fact that the defense played phenomenal besides that one run. And I think on that run, they kind of had the safeties kind of down a little bit, and Warren was able to just kind of hit a hole. Safeties were not able to get to the outside to get him, and he just took off. All in all, throughout the entire game, besides that run, the defense played a near perfect game. We all knew going into the fourth quarter, it was going to be a fist fight, a grimy battle. We knew it was going to come down to, and we even said it coming into the game, it's going to come down to, can the Browns not make mistakes? And this goes for both teams. The Steelers, they know it as well. Don't make penalties, don't turn the ball over, and don't do anything stupid. Well, what did the Browns do there? I believe in the third quarter. We threw a pick. I think it was 7-10 at that point, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, we had it about the 30-yard line, 35-yard line, and we threw a fucking interception. It wasn't entirely on Dorian Thompson-Robinson. It hit off the hands of Amari Cooper. It was a little bit behind, so Amari Cooper, as he was running, he kind of had to put his hands back, pops up in the air. I think it was Porter who ended up catching the pick. I could be wrong. Correction, it was Shannon Sullivan. He caught the pick. But in that moment, I was thinking to myself, okay, we're down 7-10. And I realized it's not a guarantee of if the kicker makes the kick, but in that moment, you give Dustin Hopkins a chance to just go make those 3 points. Later on in the game, it kind of dictates the pace of the Steelers of, okay, now you'd be down 7-13 when they had the ball with I think 4 minutes to go, and they decided to take the 3 points to go tie the game up. The Steelers would have probably went for it on 4th down there rather than taking the 3 points, because they would have been enticed to say, we need to go get this touchdown, because even if we take 3 points here, it's not going to save us. Oh, another thing I forgot to talk about. Earlier on in the game, I think it was like right after our first drive, we didn't really do much with it. We punted the ball away. The Steelers had the ball on like a 2-yard line. Very first play, Myles Garrett just fucking rams Kenny Pickett. It should have been a safety. They did the review. They showed the ball was on the line going in the end zone. And the announcers even said, that's a safety. Kevin Stefanski should have challenged that. And on the very next play, once again, we had them stuffed in the end zone. Najee Harris tried to get the handoff, and he did not get out of the end zone. Once again, they called him getting out of the end zone. Kevin Stefanski goes to try to challenge the ball this time, or challenge the play this time, and the Steelers snapped the ball right before Kevin could get the challenge off. So right there, we lost 2 points that we could have had to save us right there. And I find it funny with Kevin Stefanski that he didn't get the challenges off on either one of those opportunities, but later on when we had that touchdown drive, when they said, some people online were saying in the stands, when Kevin threw that challenge flag, the ref was standing like 15 yards away from Kevin, and Kevin just hauled off and yeeted the challenge flag at the ref to be like, yo, I am challenging this. But then we get to the end of the game. We had the late 2-minute drive where we were able to get down the field and score the field goal. That was a nerve-wracking drive, especially the fact that it went from Elijah Moore catch, Butterfingers McGee from David Njoku, finally catching a football, and then finally we got in field goal position. Dustin Hopkins drills it, easy 3 points, and then obviously we had the late game shenanigans. Steelers tried to get down the field. They tried to do a little hook and lateral, and they were going to just try to lateral it back and forth, but we shut that down. We got the win. It was ecstatic. The crowd was right. I don't even know what to say. Overall, it was just a great win, and I loved it. Now that that's out of the way, let's kind of go through and break down the box score. Let's look at all the different people. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, we knew he's a 5th round draft pick. He's a rookie. Let's see how he did. 24-43, 165 yards, an interception. He did get sacked once, not the worst sack in the world. We knew coming into this game he was going to be a struggle for him. He's going to be trying to get used to things. In the first quarter, like I said, in the first quarter and the second quarter, Kevin Stefanski had a nice rhythm going for him. When we were entering this game, we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and we knew that Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he might make some mistakes. He might make some throws that we are not expecting. And there were a couple of throws where they were behind, they were weird looking, and we kind of had to just roll with the punches. Like I said, first half, he looked good. I think he was like 9 of 14, 9 of 15 for like 89 yards. He didn't do too bad. The problem was in the second half, I don't know why we went so pass heavy. Like, we were throwing the ball so much there in the second half, and I understand kind of why. A lot of throws were just dropped. And I'm just now looking at this. Like I said earlier, Butterhands McGee, David Njoku, you caught the ball 7 times for 56 yards. That's great. But what about the, what's 15 minus 7? 8 drops you had? And some of those drops on the late fourth quarter drives, you could have easily been getting first down and turning up the field and going for 20, 30-yard gains, hopefully. Elijah Moore, I think, had 2 or 3 drops. Amari Cooper, like I said, had that 1 drop. It was more of a DTR throw that just kind of got it behind Amari Cooper that made it pop up in the air and intercepted. But when I look at this game, if the offense would have operated a little bit smoother with just catching the football, we very well could have won this game 23-10. If I had to grade Dorian Thompson-Robinson on kind of how he did in this game, I give him like a C-. He didn't do crappy. That's the important thing. He didn't play like he did against the Ravens. And we said coming into this game, just don't hurt ourselves. If we just play the game as it's flowing, we just get some runs going, let the game flow take us. We have a realistic shot to win this game. And as we saw, we were able to put ourselves in a position to at least give the defense a chance to win. And we've been doing that a lot here recently. The defense has been pulling us out of the gutters. I realize the run game doesn't look too great. I mean, Kareem Hunt, 12 carries, 36 yards. Jerome Ford, he started the game and he looked good in the first quarter. After that, he wasn't really there. Somebody let me know in the comments. I might go look afterward. Is he hurt or what happened there? Because he didn't come out or play the rest of the second quarter or the second half. So was he hurt, or was that just the game plan to take him out because Pittsburgh's run defense was maybe being more physical and they wanted Kareem Hunt to be out there? Because if that was the case, it was a wrong plan, because in the second half, Kareem Hunt couldn't fucking run the ball anywhere until the late drive where he made a great hurdle and got a first down to give us life on that game-winning drive. I think overall, if I had to give the entire offense a grade, I give the offense like a C. We knew, obviously, like I said, it was going to be a dogfight. TJ Watt, people are saying, making the jokes already about TJ Watt, you show up for work today? TJ Watt, where are you at? He did get a sack. I'm going to pull it up here. He did have a sack. Other than that, the defense was pretty quiet besides the interception. My only kind of judgment on this offense is Kevin Stefanski. I realize you're trying to give DTR an easy offense to run, and I realize they got, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward pressuring him. But you got to stop making him throw the ball only 5 yards and stop making him run little checkdowns and screens and little running back handoffs like off to the side, because it's swing passes. It's not going to work. Because I swear to God, the entire second half, that's all we were doing. And it was getting infuriating because it seemed like we couldn't throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. We make fun of the Steelers offense all season long about how they can't throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage, and now we turned into them. Let's take a second to talk about the defense, and this might be a minute because I have so much to talk about. I thought the defense played incredible. Like with the grade system, I'd give them like an A- because there were some moments that they need to fix. The Jaylen Warren run, that was a backbreaker. Late in the game, it seemed like they were going to get down to the game to go win the game with the game-winning field goal. They or at least try to get a touchdown, maybe try to go ahead. They got the game-tying field goal correction. There were so many things that the Browns defense, like opportunities-wise, that they missed on. It's laughable. There were interception opportunities by Denzel Ward twice. There was an interception opportunity by Greg Newsome that he had. I went back and kind of looked at it, kind of replays, and there was moments where there was routes, slants, in routes, out routes, where our corners, if they just go on it, they could easily get a pick six. Some of the balls where Kenny Pickett was trying to throw screens and our defensive linemen were getting in there and they're swatting the ball away. Those are easy opportunities for pick sixes, boys. You just need to learn to use two hands. Reviewing the stats of the defensive line, Ogbo, he just had a child. Congratulations, my man. We knew sometimes when you have a baby, you're going to have a career day, and he did just that. 4 tackles, he had a sack, the 4 tackles for loss, and a quarterback hit. The dude was playing out of his mind. Shelby Harris down here at the bottom, like I said a minute ago, with the big boys, when you get your hands on the balls, you got to use 2 hands, guys. He had 2 pass deflections. That was nuts. And obviously, we already know the king himself, Jurassic Myles Garrett, 2 sacks. Everybody coming to the game saying, defensive players can't win an MVP. TJ Watt's better. So how come Myles Garrett got more sacks than TJ Watt? And the Steelers fans coming to this game all week long were talking shit about, you're playing with a backup quarterback. Oh, the Steelers have the easiest path to going like 13-4, 14-3. They got to play a rookie quarterback and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, easiest win of our lives. Look what happened. You still fucking lost to him. And if you're curious who I'm talking about Ryan Clark off of ESPN. He was making jokes on NFL Live talking about, oh, we got to play is Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and then next week they play, I think, the Cincinnati Bengals. We got to play Jake Browning. I would fucking laugh my ass off if they lost to Jake Browning and the Bengals next week. But staying on track with the Browns defense, the Browns defense played, like I said, phenomenal. There was a lot of times where tackles for loss was huge because they were getting to the football. In the second quarter, they seemed like they were kind of letting up a little bit, but they tightened up there around the end. Third quarter, it was like they forgot how to play defense. There were so many like screen passes to Jaylen Warren, especially. Jaylen Warren was their X factor in this game. And it kind of confuses me with their offense because when they hand the ball off to Najee Harris, they don't go anywhere. When they hand the ball off to Jaylen Warren, they are phenomenal. I mean, you can see it right here. 3 catches for 16 yards in the receiving for Jaylen Warren. And when he gets the ball, 9 carries for 129 yards. Now, I understand. Take the 74 yards off of that. About 8 carries, about 50, 60 yards. I understand that, but that's still pretty good. I still think the best thing about this defense is the fact that in the late game, when there's about like 3 minutes to go, the Steelers just got a first down. They're at like the 35-ish yard line, I believe. And we're all thinking, this is it. The Steelers are going to go win it. They're going to do the same thing they've been doing for the past like 5-6 weeks. They've been Tomlining their way into a win. But somehow, some way, this Jim Schwartz defense was able to stand up and make a stop. And the thing that was stupid about the end game is I want you guys to look at kind of what was happening. Obviously, the Steelers got the field goal, and I'm thinking, okay, Browns got the ball. 7:40 left. We can make this happen. First 10. We had to throw to Harrison Bryant. I'm thinking, okay, good throw. Harrison Bryant, nice to see you. Hands to the face. And the thing that was stupid on that play was the ref. He was about to call a hands to the face on the defense, but then he was like, correction, my bad. And he knew in that moment, I'm calling this on the offense, the Browns, obviously. And this crowd is gonna fucking hate me. And yes, Mr. Official, we do fucking hate you for doing that. Next play, 1st and 22. What do? He gets sacked. And in that moment, it was TJ Watt, and I'm thinking, here we go again. We just keep on Browning. 2nd and 22, another short pass to, oh, guess what? David Njoku. Did he catch the ball? Nope. 3rd and 22. What do? We get it to Elijah Moore, and it was actually a good throw. Get us back into a reasonable spot for a punt. And I'm thinking, okay, I trust this defense still. Can we just, Bojorquez, can you punt the ball all the way to their other 25-yard line? No. He punts the ball only about 25 yards, shanked it off the side of his foot, only to the 48-yard line. So in that moment, I'm thinking, fuck. 1st and 10, they move the ball. Okay, next play, incomplete. Next play, they hand the ball to Najee Harris, and we just smoke them in the backfield. And then the next play, nothing happens. This drive right here was probably the best defensive performance I've seen just in a 4-play bracket that I've seen from this defense all year. Just the fact that they were already at our 40-yard line and we were able to shut them down. In those moments, that's where a team, usually on the 4-yard line, they start thinking halfback dives, inside zone, just run the ball up the middle. Let's just see if we can go get in the field goal range, kick this field goal, and then obviously the Steelers, in their mind, they think they have a good defense. I looked at the stats. They're like 28th, 29th in run, pass, and overall. I don't know where y'all are getting the good defense stat from, but in this moment right here, that was incredible for me. Overall, looking at this game, I'll give my final words. Defense played incredible. Like I said, they need to fix a few things. That Jaylen Warren run, inexcusable, should not be happening. Looking at the team stats, obviously penalties was incredible. The only penalty that did happen was, like I said, the hands to the face later on. Time of possession is a big one that we like to control a lot of the times. 31-27, not the prettiest. Usually we like to keep that number around like 35 plus is what we try to go for. But once again, as you can see, Pittsburgh this year has not been able to outgain an opponent in a game. Once again, they have been outgained. I think the defense played great. I think Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he played a subpar game. Like I said, he's going to get better. I believe next week we'll play Denver, so that's going to be a tough challenge for him. Run game played good. I think the run game needs to get better because there was a lot of moments in there in the third and fourth quarter where we were just constantly going backwards and we were missing out on field goal opportunities, possible chances to throw the ball downfield, go get a touchdown. But the only thing that matters was the late game heroics. Dustin Hopkins, the man that we traded for in the offseason, because Cade York is now somewhere else. I don't care where he is. Cade, I love you still, but you couldn't make a kick to save someone's life. Dustin Hopkins, so far he's been able to do it. But to kind of wrap it up, looking forward to the season, I mean, you can see the standings right there. 7-3, it's looking pretty good. We're 7-3. I think Baltimore plays their game this next week, and then they have a bye week. So Cleveland has a really good shot right now to where if we go out there and beat Denver next week and Baltimore somehow maybe loses a game next week, I don't know who they play, but if they lose next week, Cleveland's got a good shot to be up there in first place. And I've seen the overall standings. There is a really, really good chance for Cleveland to possibly go for the 1 seed. I realize it's not possible now, realistically wise, because we're playing with a backup quarterback. If we still had Deshaun Watson and we won this game this way, I'd be saying two things. One, Deshaun, you need to play better. And two, we have a shot for the number 1 seed. But with DTR here, it's like, yes, it's possible, but I wouldn't bet my money on it. But other than that, that's been my full breakdown of today's game. Hopefully you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you go and drop a like. It's very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entire today's video, and also if you watched the Cleveland Browns game and you had a different opinion on kind of how the game went, if you have a different all-star for the game, if you think it was Dustin Hopkins, the defense, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, let me know in the comment section down below how you think Dorian Thompson-Robinson played. If you think the defense carried the game, which I think they did, leave your opinion of Kevin Stefanski's performance, how he kind of carried and helped Dorian Thompson-Robinson with the offense today. As always, like with all that stuff, let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than welcome to talk about it with you guys. If you're brand new to the channel and you're a fan of the content that I am posting here, you're a fan of the Cleveland Browns, I upload Cleveland Browns updates and news and just game reactions all the time here on the channel, and you want to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.